What's up, everyone? Are you ready to take a trip back to the 70s? Well, let's get started. 1970 was a big year. Besides starting a new decade, a lot of events happened. On May 4th, 1970, students from Kent State University in Ohio were protesting the Vietnam War when members of the Ohio National Guard shot fire at students, killing 4 students and leaving 9 others wounded. The music industry was big that year as well, with having one of the biggest bands in the world break up. The Beatles went their separate ways, suffering internal conflict in the group, going on their solo work. But there was also an upside to this year, with the popular artists Elton John, the Jackson 5, Diana Ross, bringing captivating music we love today. In 1971, with Walt Disney World Grand Opening in Orlando, it seemed like everyone's dream came true. That time, when Disney World opened, the price for admission, it was $3.50. A single day ticket nowadays is $105 for anyone above 10 years old. 1972, Richard Nixon became the first president to visit China. His trip in February was an important step in building a relationship between the two countries. The movie that we all know and love, The Godfather, came out in March of 1972 with its most famous line, "I will make him an offer that he can't refuse." That time, a movie ticket cost an average of $1.50. 1973, the World Trade Center opened on April 4th, 1973. They were the tallest buildings in the world until their destruction on September 11th, 2001. The Wounded Knee incident began on February 27th, 1973, when approximately 200 Oglala, Lakota, and followers of the American Indian movement seized and occupied the town of Wounded Knee, South Dakota, on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. 1974, Beverly Johnson made history in August 1974 when she became the first African American model to appear on the cover of Vogue. That time, Hank Aaron hits his 715th home run, surpassing Babe Ruth on the all-time list. 1975, Bill Gates and Paul Allen create a partnership called Microsoft. It will grow into one of the largest U.S. corporations and place them among the world's richest people. Music time. Disco started getting real big. Everyone was dancing to songs like this. 1976, the country celebrates 200 years on July 4th, 1976. Jimmy Carter was elected as the 39th President of the United States. 1977, in the middle of the summer of 1977, New York experienced a power outage that caused much of the city to go dark. Police reported that the looting in some areas of the city continued as well into daylight hours, and thousands of people were arrested. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, died August 16, 1977 at the age of 42. His legacy still lives on. 1978, the first Garfield comic strip debuted in the U.S. newspaper during June of 1978. The best for last, 1979, the end of the decade. Mother Teresa won the Nobel Peace Prize for dedicating her life to help the poor. Now, write down your favorite year and tell me why it was your favorite year. See you in the next decade.